What's up, everyone? It's the Ghost from the Ghost Corporation here today, and today I'm here with
Silver Star,
and we are coming at you with a Marincess deck profile. So the only thing we're going to let you know right off the bat is that we are not paying for signet mining. So there is no signet mining in here.
yeah, I wanted to see, because I can't really say budget deck profile, but I wanted to at least find a way to play the deck without signet mining.
Yeah.
So I've been trying to test some stuff out. And
I mean, it's kind of budget.
It kind of is, but it's working so far. But again, mining is useful. So whatever you feel like could help the deck, or you think I should take out, you can probably put the minings in for it. But
Exactly.
We'll start the deck profile here. So 3 blue tanks. It is
Blue Tang Clan.
it is the best starter for this deck, and essentially Foolish is a Marincess card, which will usually be Seahorse, and allows you to essentially Foxy and get 3 cards off. If you rip, the best card to rip would probably be Marincess Wave. That way you already have it set up, but there are other cards that you can get, and it's pretty beneficial.
Also, quick shout out to Tolly. She went to YCS Pasadena this past weekend, so that was pretty interesting.
Yeah. 3 Seahorse. It is your main playmaker besides Blue Tank.
Puns.
But essentially, this is the 1 card Link 3. I can show the combo after this if necessary, but essentially all you need is her. There is another way to do the 1 card combo, but I'll show that later as well.
Cool.
Next is 3 Mandarin. Mandarin's pretty cool. I could put her down to 2. I prefer at 3 because sometimes you do want to see her in the hand to dodge certain card effects. And it's essentially what you could dump off of Tang if you already have Seahorse in hand. It's a great extender, and for the most part, it allows you to get your plays going into the Link 4. Next, for those who have suffered in the past, Swamp Frog.
We can't stand Peasant Rare. No, get that out there.
Oh my god.
It's not ulti. Get that out.
Point being,
We can't stand Peasant Rare.
oh my god, we are not doing this today. But yeah, the Frog Engine swap. 3 swap, 2 Ronin, 2 dupe. For those who don't know, swap. The Frog Engine is essentially a way to get into Totally Awesome a lot easier. But this also allows you to get into the Link 2 and other plays without having to sometimes use your normal summon. So you can get it out, get into Ronin Tonin, go into Link 2, summon swap again, get into a Totally Awesome. And it's been pretty beneficial so far. The only problems I've come into is drawing 2 Ronin because you don't really know, you don't really have many options after that. But Ronin is once per turn. You can use him a lot, and he's very good for recursion and other options. 1C Archiver, again pure extender. So after you special summon something into Seahorse, summon Seahorse or another Link monster, another card to where Link monster points, you can summon C Archiver. It gets you into other plays. It gets you into possibly another Link 4 I have in the deck, and it's very useful after its initial use. Crusader Arborea. Now this one I would like to play more, but it's not very useful past that. Again, another extender. Once you have a Link monster out, it allows you to special summon itself, and if you have a Crusadia monster, and it does come up surprisingly, you can protect it, and it allows you to go back and forth. That's it for the main monster lineup, but actually no, it's up for the normal monsters. Past that, the only hand trap I play is Ash Blossom. There's not really much else you need.
Hey, Aaron.
There's not much else you need past that, and Ash Blossom is a great way to protect yourself.
I just realized which printing that was, and you disgust me.
I have.
You swine.
I have no problems. That's on you. Anyway, on to the 1 Battle Ocean. I might put this up to 2. Essentially, it makes your Link monster that you use with a Crystal Heart as material into a Towers. So you have that, and it's usually going to have over 4,000 since they gain 600 for each equip card and 200 for the field spell effect. This card is very useful. I think one common problem people have with Marincess in general is that they think that this is like the be-all end-all, which I have to disagree. It's great, it protects your monsters, it allows for a lot to happen, but I think that the recursive ability of the deck helps. And this card can be probably the greatest bit of bait if you know how to use it properly. But that's more personal opinion.
Proper.
Yeah, but on to what makes mine slightly different, but what I enjoy about it.
You
3
shut your mouth.
Sky Striker Mobilized Gauge. I'm not the biggest fan of the card playing against it, but I have to admit that it boosts the deck a lot, and it allows for a lot of versatility that I think the deck does not currently have.
I bet it does.
All right, he's against me right now because he also plays Striker, and I'm
Best deck.
no, but I do agree that this needs to go down to 2, maybe 1 if it gets too bad.
Yeah, no, I also say when Engage goes away, we quit Striker. But
Y'all have Rose
won't.
coming
It
up.
won't.
All right, the search targets for Mobilize Engage, Hornet Drones, Afterburners, and Waylinker. Now,
No multi-roll. It sucks.
no. Funny enough, multi-roll could help, but we'll get to that later. But Hornet Drones, obviously, get into Kagari and Shizuku. I could put in Hayate to, go for game if I need to, but half the time the deck can actually OTK on its own, so it's unnecessary. This is just for monster removal and in some cases spell and trap removal. It's fine. Sometimes I might switch this out for Shark Cannon, mainly to get more material and to get some use out of it. But this has been okay so far. And Waylinker, again, monster negate on top of the fact that you can take their stuff until the end phase. Possibly until the end phase. It's very useful, again, for a specific card in the extra deck, but it does come up and it's been very useful so far. I like the engine. Again, it allows for a lot of options and allows to me to go into Marincess plays sometimes without using all the Marincess cards.
Yeah.
2 Cosmic. 2 Cosmic is essentially just spell trap removal.
Yeah, it's my fault that he plays stuff like this.
Kinda, but there isn't many forms of it in the deck, so this is probably the best one.
Don't want to get hit with that Mystic Mine.
Mystic Mine actually doesn't do much. I could actually realistically play it, but it doesn't do much. 2 Pot of Desires. Draw power helps, or if you have a lot of recursive ability, so losing maybe one Blue Tang, 1 Seahorse, 1 Mandarin, or some of the other playmakers is usually fine.
Do you prefer to do this first and then the Engage, or the Engage first and then this?
Engage first all the time, because you'd rather search your stuff out and get it out, and also it's great bait. So if you use Engage or they try to have something else to negate it, you can start off with Engage, and if you get desperate or you just have a win more, then you can just play Pot of Desires.
Okay, see, now that proves that you're not a bad player. You're just not a good one.
Okay, we're not even gonna have this debate on camera. On Monster Reborn, it's Monster Reborn. There's not really
Why is it Ultra and not Prismatic Secret?
because I like the Ultra.
We can't stand Peasant Rare.
Bite me. And a weird card that I think a lot of people wouldn't think of. 1 for 1.
Oh, for Mandarin.
Mandarin, yeah.
Yeah.
1 for 1 is full combo if you don't have.
Why is this not Ultra?
Again, same reason. Bite me.
We can't stand, especially this is actually Peasant Rare. Get that out of my face.
Yeah. No. All right, on to the traps.
Traps in Yu-Gi-Oh! In 2019?
Yes,
What?
because this one's really good. Marincess Wave. So Marincess Wave is essentially like Veiler in a sense. It isn't once per turn. It's very useful, and you can play from your hand if you have a Link 3 or higher Marincess. On top of the fact that it makes all the monsters you control unaffected for the turn.
Ooh.
So this card is recyclable.
So it's like your own version of Eagle Booster.
Yes.
Yeah.
In a way, yes. I still stand by the fact that this card is like really good, but it needs more, or at least the deck needs more, because as good as this card is, it doesn't really have much.
Yeah.
Next to Osmond.
Very good card. Very good card. YCS London.
Yeah, I've always advocated it. I've never had many decks I could play it, but I think this one is a great one to play it in.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the time you'll be sitting on a monster, and a lot of the time it allows for a lot of cheeky plays, but involves the next card, Marincess.
Ooh.
So one common thing I've done with Wave and Lost Wind is the fact that because one can set itself and the other is recyclable, you only need 1 to 2. So
That's pretty good.
yeah, you discard like whatever, let's say a Mandarin, and use its effect. You have Lost Wind or Wave in hand. So as soon as you activate it, you have another one of these. This can be used to go into Totally Awesome or whatever other Water Link monster you have, and it's recyclable. So Oh, as long if you use it for totally awesome, it's recyclable. After its initial one, it gets used. But this is a very useful card. But I personally don't think the full engine is needed. I can be proven wrong, but that's just personal preference.
That's pretty good. It's pretty good.
But yeah, 40 cards in main, and that's for the most part.
Where's your Upstart Goblin? 41.
No. All right.
It's an extra spell engraved, don't you know?
Stop it. But more importantly, onto the extra deck. 2 blue slug. Just target Marincess at its hand. Again, it will 90% of the time be blue horse. I mean, sorry,
the blue horse.
Seahorse. I am tired today. Seahorse. And people have to remember that this locks you into waters, so you can't just like go willy-nilly and go into other plays. But there shouldn't be a problem with that most of the time.
It's a water deck.
Yeah.
Duh.
One Sea Angel. Search the field spell.
And that's it.
Just about. I think that this card has a lot of potential if we have other spells and traps.
True.
So until then, this will be able enough. People are probably going to lampoon me about this one. 2 Coral Nerve. 3 is fine. I just personally think 2 is slightly better. You don't need to summon her a lot. She's great for grind games.
Oh, almost assumed it's gender.
No, it is a she. Don't even try to.
You said it's she.
I swear to God. All right. Anyway, more importantly, its effect is really good. Essentially, special summon 1,500 or less attack water monster from your grave to a point to like monster link point it points to, and it can come up with like a lot of the cards. Part of the reason why Swap Frog becomes so good because you can use its effect twice. And this allows you to get totally awesome or just more fodder to get into other link monsters. Again, if you use that first effect, you end up getting locked into water, which is important because a lot of people try that and it just gets annoying. But its more useful effect or its more recursive effect is when it gets into the graveyard, you can add a Marincess card from your graveyard to your hand. You can add back other Marincess link monsters. You can add back the monsters you need for more combos. It's a great card. One crystal art. You don't need more than one. This essentially allows for towers. It is technically a towers on its own. It's unaffected by monster effect in the extra monster zone, and it has the same effect as the next card, Marbled Rock, that if you discard a Marincess card, you can protect it by battle, and it doesn't get destroyed, and you take no damage. But more importantly, this is the recursive backbone to an extent of the deck, because you literally just add a Marincess card back to your hand as its effect, and it's a great card. This again, you can sit on this turn 1 after the full combo, which is pretty easy to do. All you need is 1 card, and it's a great way to start.
Yo, that's true.
Now for the more attack-based card, Wonderheart. Now this is what you normally would like to go into using Wonderheart to essentially ensure your plays. If it battles another monster during damage calculation, you special summon one of the cards equipped by the field spell. So you could summon something like Marbled Rock.
And then you have more damage to put on board.
Exactly, but it also protects it if necessary, because after that you take no battle damage, and it doesn't get destroyed by said battle.
Okay.
If it is somehow destroyed, then you can special summon a Link 3 or lower monster from your graveyard, probably a Marbled Rock or Coral Anemone. And another thing about the special summon effect is that it gets re-equipped during the end phase. So if you do summon something like Marbled Rock, you can get any Marincess card back, and then end phase do that. So you get your wave back, and you get back other cards that you might need for next turn.
Oh.
All right, next is Mistar Boy, generic water link, pretty good. Enables an OTK if necessary, and allows you to get any water monster back.
Yeah.
Kagari and Shizuku. So again, this gets you back engaged and essentially allows for searching any other Skystriker card you need at the time. Shizuku is funny because, again, it is a water monster, which is one of the main reasons you play it. But if you have to sit on it, it's pretty good, because if by some misguided fate you just end up sitting on it and maybe like one other card, it allows you to search like Engage or searches Ego Booster or whatever Sky Striker card you need. Again, my preferred one is Afterburners, but that could be different for your build.
Or depending upon which board your opponent makes.
Yeah. And for the last Link Monster,
Avramax.
Avramax matters sometimes. He's a great thing to go into. Again, generic enough to summon. Again, the big difficulty that somebody will probably point out is the fact that you're locked into wires after you use certain effects. But if you don't, which does happen, like if you go into the Link 3 without somehow using your effects and you get another one out, you essentially summon him. And if you use Crystal Heart, he gets unaffected. So he, again, the interesting thing about the field spell is the fact that it does say Link Monster using Crystal Heart. It does not specify water. So any other Link Monster that you use will get set protection. This one is great in particular because it gets that. It can't be destroyed by battle. And when it is essentially destroyed, you shuffle a card back.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. And for the last two spots, somebody else.
Oh, duh. It had to happen sometime.
Absolutely. Again, I still do not like facing this card, but it's a great card to have. It protects your stuff, it protects any card, and if you're playing against, again, Sky Striker, if you use his effect, you have an engage on your turn to essentially use, search whatever you need to, and just go into normal plays. What I like about him, though, is how his recyclability works with the deck. Obviously, what people do is that when Toad gets sent, they'll put back Toad, but you can actually put back any of these guys. So you can put back Shizuku if you need to, you can put back Miss Starboy, Marble Rock, any card you just need, you can just use Totally Awesome to get back. And he's pretty easy to summon if you have a frog. So this is essentially the best card to just go into if you can't really do much. Again, he's a great card on his own and he allows for survivability. But yeah, I just think that he comes up.
This reminds me of two people I know, but we're not going to, call them out on camera.
That's not what we do here.
Exactly. It's not what we do here.
But yeah.
And then we have this Sky Striker token here.
Yeah.
It's nice and pretty.
Yeah.
But we don't like that token because it's not us.
Yeah,
not us.
but
we have to play us. We are our best card.
Oh my god. But yeah, that's basically the Marincess deck. Again, I wanted to try and have not necessarily a budget option, but an option that doesn't require sign-it mining, and so far it's worked pretty well.
Which is getting a reprint soon.
It is. That is in dual overload, I believe.
Yes.
So I will test it out with those cards then. But this is my current build of Marincess.
All right. If you like this video, go ahead and smash that like button and consider hitting that subscribe button and tap in that notification bell so you never miss a new video. Again, if you have not already entered our shower mat giveaway, go ahead. There should be a card coming up soon, and go ahead and click on that video. If there'll also be a link in the description below. Go ahead and click that video and follow the instructions. You should be going to timestamp 2852. That'll be where the giveaway portion of the video starts, but you can always just watch the entire video because it's pretty fun anyways. So again, thank you for watching. This has been the Ghost from the Ghost Corporation as well as Silver Star. So thank you for watching.